So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, when you think about the Amazon, what's the first thing that come to your mind, right? Probably death, right? So many ways it can get you. So many ways it can get you up out of here, man. That's what I think about, bro. When I think about the Amazon, I think I'll just stay home. I think I'd just rather stay home than go there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll react to it all day though. Because it's interesting, bro. It's fascinating. It's the Amazon. I mean, what more can you say? So this video here this is why you should never be alone in the Amazon. Like, who wants to be alone in the Amazon? I don't think nobody does. So we're going to check this video out, man. If you new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, all right? And let's check this out.
Forest is the largest rainforest in the world, and it's home to more than a third of all the species. This place is so dense and impenetrable that there are still many uncontacted tribes living there, mainly because entering the rainforest is a very dangerous business. Spreading over 5.5 million kilometers squared, this place still keeps a lot of secrets. From the largest otter in the world to a spider famous for its skills as a sculptor, here are 20 strange things found in the Amazon rainforest. Number 20. Yellow Anaconda. The yellow anaconda is found in southern South America, including Paraguay, southern Brazil, northeastern Argentina, and Bolivia. All anacondas have heat-sensitive pits located along their mouths that they use to find prey by sensing body heat given off by warm-blooded animals. The females are bigger than the males. This is why you should never be alone in the Amazon rainforest. They are a solitary species that only come across other yellow anacondas to mate. At the time of mating, a female unites with several males in a ball. The males will compete to mate with the female, getting the largest one. It is an ovoviviparous breeding animal.
So basically saying, like, anacondas are just thoughts, right? Several males.
The females incubate eggs in their bodies, and after a gestation period of 6 months, they give birth to 4 to 82 fully developed live young that are independent from birth. They are
That's a wide gap. 4 to 82. That's wide.
An ambush hunter and a constrictor. They lurk in the water or vegetation and attack passing prey. When they catch prey, they begin to wrap their body around the prey and begin to contract, and then swallow the prey head first by disengaging their jaws. Their main threat is poaching. Yellow anacondas, aside from being quite striking looking, are pretty huge too. They rarely reach lengths greater than 9 feet, with max reports coming close to 13 feet in females. Females grow significantly larger than males, which usually only reach lengths of 5 to 7 feet. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
I might watch that movie as a throwback tonight. Anacondas. The first one with Ice Cube and J-Lo. Not the other ones. They was getting just out of hand. I mean, all of them were out of hand, but at least the first one didn't feel that way. Number
19. Boiling River. Spanish conquistadors who survived the expeditions through the Peruvian jungle, now seriously threatened by deforestation, told stories about a river that boiled animals or people who fell into it to death. Considered until a few years ago as a legend, this enigmatic place exists, guarded by the tribes of the area. The name given by the indigenous people to this river is Shnei Timpishka, which flows for more than 6 kilometers and whose name means boiled with the heat of the sun. In some sections of the river, temperatures of more than 203 degrees have been measured, in a channel that reaches 25 meters wide and with a maximum depth of 5 meters. The nearest volcano is about 700 kilometers. So what explanation is there for this phenomenon? Well, the most accepted one is that the hot water that gives rise to the river comes from the planet's mantle, reaching the surface through fissures or faults. Although it may seem tempting to take a bath, you have to remember that when the temperature of the water exceeds 116.6 degrees, it begins to burn the skin. Numerous animals and people have died in this river when they fell into it and have literally been cooked alive. Surprisingly though, there is life in these waters, especially algae, with DNA modifications that make them able to resist the insane heat. Without a doubt, a fascinating place. Number 18.
Wow.
Geoglyphs in the Amazon. The geoglyphs of the Brazilian state of Acre were discovered in 1977, although they became much more visible due to deforestation in the area. In that state alone, west of the Amazon jungle on the border with Bolivia, some 500 geometric patterns were discovered. These designs, in the form of squares, circles, U-shapes, ellipses, and octagons up to 4 meters deep, were until now a mystery, mainly due to the fact of being in an area where there are no indications that there have been large populations. The patterns are found in a part of the Amazon that is believed to have only been hunters and gatherers, that is, nomads. However, the number and size of these structures would suggest the presence of sedentary and organized settlers and a great deal of cooperative work. In the excavations in the area, no bone remains, tools, or any other type of indication of large-scale human occupation had been found. It is believed that through the geometric designs, certain members of the community communicated with beings of nature, such as spirits, ancestors, animals, and celestial bodies. The varieties of geometric patterns were used as doors and paths that provided them with knowledge of different elements of the environment that surrounded them. Number 17. The Glass Frog. Researchers have discovered a new species of glass frog in the Amazon rainforest of Ecuador. The amphibian, named Hyalinobatrachium.
And like for me, I visit anywhere out of the country and see a colorful frog, I'm staying far away from it as possible, bro. I just feel like the colorful ones are poisonous.
Yaku differs from its congeners by having a series of dark green dots on its head and body, a song that lasts for a long time, up to 4 seconds, and is more frequent. But what makes this frog very special, and what gives it its unique name, is the transparent pericardium, which allows us to observe the heartbeat through their skin. Scientists explain that all species of the genus Hyalinobatrachium have completely transparent ventral folds, which means their organs are completely visible, but not all glass frogs have hearts that are visible through the chest. In some, the organ is white, so the red blood can't be seen, as is the case of the new species. Another peculiarity of this amphibian is its reproductive behavior. The males are responsible for keeping the eggs under the leaves of a tree until they hatch and fall into the water below. Biologists warn that the new species is already in danger of extinction due to oil exploitation in its habitat. Glass frogs need totally clean water to breed. If the water dries up or becomes polluted, these amphibians can't survive. Number 16. Goliath Birdeater. The Goliath Birdeater, or Theraphosa leblandi, is a tarantula and is the largest spider in the world.
Freaking hairy spiders, bro. Just keep them away. Hate spiders.
Despite its name, the Goliath Birdeater does not eat birds, but invertebrates like crickets and mealworms, and also small vertebrates like mice and lizards. Native to South America, these spiders can measure up to 30 centimeters with their legs extended. The Goliath Birdeater is one of the few tarantulas that can catch, kill, and eat an adult mouse. Spiders are rich in protein. The Piranha tribe in Venezuela capture these tarantulas and cook them over charcoal embers like large hairy crabs, carefully setting aside the large fangs and poison sacs. They later use these fangs as toothpicks. Wild bird eaters live in deep burrows and are commonly found in swampy areas and marshes. They can make a hissing noise when disturbed, and they defend themselves by biting or throwing their body hairs. The Goliath birdeater, like all tarantulas, have fangs large enough to pierce human skin, but its venom is relatively non-toxic. Their bite causes mild burning and itching for a few hours, but problems can arise if the victim is allergic to spiders or if the wound becomes infected. Number 15. Bullet Ants. Also called Paraponera clavata, the name comes from the Greek patina, plane. Greater than that of any other Hymenoptera, the pain of its sting is 30 times more intense than that of a bee or a wasp, and those who have suffered say it's like being shot by a bullet. It's considered one of the most painful stings of any insect in the world. This ant is found particularly in the fluvial forests of Venezuela, Colombia, Bolivia, Peru, and Brazil. There's an Amazonian tribe that performs a ritual with these ants. Approximately 50 bullet ants are woven into a kind of handcrafted glove, often with tree sap. To prepare this intricate glove, the ants are first lulled to sleep with an infusion of herbs, and then awakened by the shaman with smoke to begin the ritual. The males of the tribe put on these gloves when they turn 9 years old and must tolerate the bites for approximately 10 minutes. This ritual is done to mark the passage from childhood to adulthood. It is extremely painful and loss of consciousness is common. This ritual is also performed to immunize children against the poison, since coexistence and life in the Amazon and the relationship with the species in their environment is complex and hard. Recently, science has confirmed that the venom of this unique ant does indeed have benefits for the body, as it strengthens the immune system. The life expectancy of these tribes exceeds 80 years, and they rarely get sick. Number 14.
Wow. Wow, imagine you having to go through that at age, what was it, 9? Imagine that was what you needed to do to become, or to grow older, become a man. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure for them, they've spent their whole lives preparing for that day, and they probably look forward to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like us looking forward to, when you're younger, looking forward to get your driver's license. You're willing to go through anything to get that. So, but for us knowing, that would be rough.
Amazonian giant centipede.
Centipede.
The giant centipede, or Scolopendra gigantea, has a poisonous fang behind its head. This critter is typical of the South American Atlantic coast between Colombia and Venezuela, although it's also found on the Caribbean islands of Trinidad, Jamaica, and Hispaniola. This organism is one of the 8,000 specimens that make up the myriapodological collection of millipedes and centipedes. It is the largest species of the genus Scolopendra and the most representative in the region. On average, it measures 26 centimeters in length, but can exceed 30 centimeters. This carnivore feasts on lizards, frogs, birds, mice, bats, and also tarantulas. Centipedes are exceptional predators. Despite their name, centipedes can have 15 pairs of legs and up to 170 in total, while millipedes can have from 12 pairs to 375, and unlike the former, they do not eliminate poison through fangs, although in various body segments they expel odoriferous substances as a defense method, which normally do not cause effects in human beings. The body is composed of 21 to 23 coppery red to chestnut segments, each with a pair of yellow legs adapted for fast walking. Juveniles are very dark red or black, very slender, with a large red spherical head. They molt several times until they reach adulthood. They have pincers, which are modified legs called calipers that curve under their head and can inject poison into their prey.
Wow.
Number 13. Fatu. In Peru, it is known as Ay Ay Mama due to its song that resembles the lament of a child who says, Ay Ay Mama, a song that has also given rise to a legend of the mythology of the Peruvian Amazon. Legend has it that an epidemic was killing the people of a native community. The mother of 2 children, feeling the first symptoms of the disease, wanted to save her children from evil, and then took them to a distant mountain and left them there. Nearby, there was a beautiful creek, abundant in fish and fruit trees. With great sorrow, she left them, knowing that she would never see them again. They played, ate fruits, and bathed in the creek, but at night they felt the lack of their mother and left in search of her. However, they got lost in the bush. Scared and crying with grief, they wished to be birds so that they could fly to their mom. The spirit of the jungle took pity on them and turned them into birds. Thankful, they flew away, but when they reached their town, they saw that no one was alive anymore. They had all died. Since then, the legend says that they do not stop flying, and when they perch on top of a tree, tired of looking for their mother, they let their pitiful song be heard. Ay ay mama, ay ay mama. Number 12. Tyrant Kick.
That's a sad story. Like, sheesh. You know what I mean? Like, dang, that one right there bring the party, the party down, bring the mood down. Like, how could you imagine yourself having to do that? Just roll out and leave your kids? Like, for those of us who have kids, that would be the hardest thing in life to ever have to do. Just roll out and just, you know what I mean? Even though in your mind it's the best thing to do, I still don't know that I could do it.
Leech. It was discovered 3 years ago in the nose of a Peruvian little girl. This leech, which was named Tyrant Rex, measures up to 3 inches long and has a single jaw with large teeth and very small genitalia. Its name means King Tyrant Leech, and it is a newly discovered species that lives in remote areas of the upper Amazon. Scientists still don't know what its main food source is, although they think that the favorite victims of this bloodsucker are the nose and mouth of aquatic mammals, where it could remain for weeks. Due to its morphology and DNA, the researchers relate the Tyrant Rex with another leech that lives in the mouth of cattle in Mexico. Although between 600 and 700 species of leeches are known, the discovery of new specimens is relatively frequent. As many as 10,000 different types could exist throughout the world in marine, terrestrial, and freshwater environments. Tyrant Rex has forced a revision of the phylogenetic relationships between various families of leech. Morphological and genetic data related to Pintobdella chiapensis, a leech from Chiapas that usually feeds on tapirs but also infects cows. It is also related to others from India and Taiwan, such as Dinobdella ferox, known for feeding on mucous membranes and having attacked various human orifices. Number 11. Rapaima. A study funded by the United States Air Force found that the structure of the scales on this Amazon fish resists the attacks of piranhas. The scales of the Rapaima gigas, one of the largest freshwater fish in the world.
Like we keep saying, bro, animals, everything finds a way to adapt. And like we all find a way to adapt, bro.
And which can reach a length of 15 feet, can be deformed but does not tear or crack when attacked by piranhas, whose jaws are among the most powerful in the animal kingdom. This fish, which needs to come to the surface to breathe, can weigh up to 440 pounds. Its habitat is the Amazon region of Brazil, Guyana, and Peru. This characteristic of the Rapaima caught the attention of engineers working on the development of synthetic armor and shields, such as those used in bulletproof vests made with several layers of flexible wefts between sheets of hard plastic. Fish scales are very efficient natural dermal armor that protect fish from predators without impeding their flexibility. Mimicking its design in materials engineering can lead to better and lighter armor materials. Isn't that cool? Imitating animal characteristics to create war items is nothing new, but this could really change a soldier's safety and mobility forever. Number 10. Walking Palm Tree. These palm trees have allegedly developed a rather unique ability unbecoming of a plant, the ability to walk. The palm tree in question is called Socratia exoriza, also nicknamed the walking palm tree. This strange idea derives from the fact that scientists are unable to explain the strange, stilt-like roots of this tree. Found in the tropical forests of Central and South America, Socratia exoriza develops long, strong roots that grow out from the base of the tree, sometimes exceeding a meter in height, and take root in the surrounding soil, giving it the appearance of multiple legs. It wasn't long before people began to believe that these roots actually acted as legs that allow the palm trees to literally walk in the forest. The tree is said to walk from shade to sunlight. This allows the tree to slowly move to the side where the new roots are growing. The process is said to take a couple of years, while some suggest that the tree moves 2 or 3 centimeters a day, which is quite a lot. It's such a fascinating story that many tend to believe it, but unfortunately, the walking tree is a myth. The idea of the walking tree was first suggested by John H. Bodley in 1980, who thought that such an ability allows the palm to move away from obstacles that could be the main risks for immature palms. One of the world's leading experts on the walking tree published a detailed study of the palm and its root in 2005, where he observed that the tree cannot walk because its roots do not move, so the trunk remains nailed to the ground. Number 9. Black Caiman. The black caiman, or Melanosuchus niger, is a carnivorous reptile of the Alligatoridae family, named for the dark color of its skin when it's an adult. It lives in lakes, slow-moving rivers, and other freshwater habitats in South America, primarily in the Amazon basin. It can reach a size of up to 4 meters, but individuals measuring 6 meters in length have been recorded. The black caiman is the largest predator in the Amazon ecosystem. It is a nocturnal hunter, relying on its keen sense of sight and hearing to find food. And even though its bite hasn't been officially measured yet, the black caiman can tear apart a turtle's shell with no problem.
I thought that fish was trying to jump out of the water to get away from him. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I saw that shadow and I was like, oh, okay, that's somebody who was fishing, trying to pull a fish out of the water. I thought that fish, I was about to say, yo, that fish is like, bump this. I'd rather be on land than get eaten by this joker.
Individuals have no known predators. However, when they are young, they are vulnerable to being hunted by rodents, coatis, birds, and other animals. For decades, starting in the early 1940s, it was highly endangered due to extensive hunting for its valuable leather, culminating in a 99% population reduction. Today, due to legislation that restricts hunting, the black caiman has experienced a substantial recovery in its population. However, it is still vulnerable to illegal hunting and habitat loss and fragmentation. Number 8. Redbellied Piranha. The red or red-bellied piranha is one of the most famous fish for its dangerousness, and
We need to classify piranha as like a gang. I mean, the way they just move around the water and just attack and do destruction and damage, it's like a gang.
easy to see why. With its prominent jaw full of sharp teeth that intersect when closing its mouth, this specimen could be among the most dangerous animals for sailors in the world. But ironically, though, that is not the case. Its size is around 30 centimeters, and when young, it usually has a silvery color with black dots that disappear over time. Also, as they become adults, their backs become darker, their irises turn bright orange, and their bellies redden, hence its name. They also have dorsal fins slightly further back than usual, and are separated from the anal fin by a caudal pendulum. In fact, the piranha practically swims with the strong muscles of its body and its tail fin making movements very similar to those of the snake. On the other hand, its lower fins serve together with the swim bladder so that the piranha can stabilize and float almost without having to move. Pretty cool, huh? The red-bellied piranha usually swims in schools of numerous specimens through the waters of the rivers on the lookout for new prey. They are native to South America, specifically.
The thing about piranhas, you can mistake them for just like a regular fish, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you look at them, you can't tell the difference until they open their mouth.
In the Amazon River Basin, some rivers in Paraguay and Panama, as well as the coastal rivers of northeastern Brazil. Number 7. Green Basilisk Lizard. The Basiliscus species measures up to 2 feet long, excluding its long tail. It has 3 crest-shaped sails, on the head, the back, and the tail. It moves with great ease. The name of the genus Basiliscus comes from the Greek basiliskos, which means little king, due to its crest on the head and its elegance and mobility. Its diet is omnivorous, mainly insectivorous, but it also eats meat, such as fish, frogs, or other small lizards. Their diet is generally insects, fruits, flowers, tender stems, and eggs. The most notable feature of the green basilisk lizard is its ability to run on the surface of the water. That's where the name of Jesus Christ lizard comes from, as it's called in South America. The ability to walk, or rather run, on water is due to the principle known as surface tension, due to the cohesive forces that act on the molecules of any liquid to hold them together. The basilisk, when running fast, takes advantage of a kind of interface between air and water, turning the water into a springboard. If it stops, it sinks into the water and must swim like other lizards. This is not a problem for the basilisk, because it can remain submerged in water for up to 30 minutes. Number 6. Jaguar. The feared jaguar is a felid carnivore of the genus Panthera and the only one of the 5 current species of this genus found in America. It is also the largest cat in the Americas and the 3rd largest in the world after the tiger and the lion. Its current distribution extends from the extreme south of the United States, continuing through much of Central and South America to the north and northeast of...
Just a sneaky animal. You just see the way he walk, move, just sneaky, bro. Just sneaky, man. That's the thing that scares me about them, fam, is the way they sneak up on you and then attack like that. Just quick, fast, and pounce on you before you even know it.
Of Argentina. This feline is called the Tiger of America because it is the largest that inhabits the continent. Its general appearance is rough and solid. An adult jaguar can measure between 1.12 and 1.85 meters in length, not including the tail, which ranges between 45 and 75 centimeters in length, reaching 60 centimeters at the withers. The color of its fur varies from yellow to reddish, although it can also be completely black. In addition, it has a characteristic pattern with mottled skin with rosettes, which consist of a circle circle of black spots that surround another central one of light color. The head and body are robust, the jaw is prominent, and the limbs are solid and rather short. It is an excellent climber and swimmer. It is fundamentally a lonely animal. It hunts by setting ambushes, being opportunistic when choosing prey. It is a key species for the stabilization of the ecosystem in which it lives. Being an apex predator, it regulates the populations of the species that it captures. Number 5. Assassin Bug. The Redbellied are a large cosmopolitan family of predatory
Told y'all it'd be them colors, man. Look at the colors on it. Yep, anything that stands out, got them bright colors, I'm staying away from.
insects that includes assassin bugs and kissing bugs, amongst others. There are about 7,000 species, being one of the largest families of Heteroptera. Many species are known to bite humans when not handled carefully. In some species, the bite is very painful, sometimes causing allergic reactions, and the bite can also become infected, like any wound. Some species are blood-sucking, particularly Triatoma. They are known as kissing bugs because of their habit of biting humans during sleep, in the soft tissues of the eyelids and around the mouth. A number of these species in Central and South America transmit a potentially fatal flagellated protozoan, the parasite Trypanosoma cruzi, which causes a type of trypanosomiasis known as Chagas disease, in honor of Carlos Chagas, who studied this disease. They use their long rostrum to inject lethal saliva that liquefies the inside of their prey, which they then absorb. The legs of some of these hemiptera are covered with fine hairs, serving to fixate on the prey while they eat it. They are capable of killing prey larger than themselves. As nymphs, some species cover themselves with plant debris or with the remains of dead prey. Number 4. Tree Boa. Boas, anacondas, and pythons all belong to the Boidae family. That is, they are constrictor snakes. They attack by constricting their prey. The tree boa has thermal sensors that allow it to identify variation in temperature, no matter how small, thus locating its prey. These sensors allow it to detect differences as small as 0.003 degrees Celsius. Imagine that! It has many color variations, from bright yellow to brownish brown. Most are brown or gray and covered with dark spots, while others are a single color, olive green, yellow, or reddish brown. Its body is long and slender with a clearly differentiated head. Quite aggressive in nature, it attacks extremely quickly and can cause serious and deep wounds. It is totally arboreal and spends most of its time resting on the branches. It feeds on small mammals and reptiles. It lives in tropical rainforest areas of Central and South America. When they attack, they position their body in an S shape, and they react very quickly because they are experienced hunters despite not being poisonous.
The way his mouth opened up like that thing on Blade. Remember the movie Blade? One of those blades where he was one of them things and that face opened up. Yeah, that's crazy.
Thanks to its wide distribution, the tree boa is not threatened with extinction. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, classifies it in the category of least concern. However, their population can be affected by factors such as deforestation and the fact that humans kill them by mistaking them for poisonous species. Number 3. Decoy Building Spider. This amazing spider was recently discovered, but just what makes it amazing, really? Well, this spider belongs to the genus Cyclosa, and it is famous for building elaborate fake spider decoys that it hangs from its web. Cool, huh? These arachnids craft larger spiders from leaves, debris, and dead insects.
I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty smart.
Although there are other cyclosas that also make decoys, this is the first one ever observed making replicas with multiple spidery legs. In other words, these ones are simply better sculptors than their cousins. Scientists suspect that the decoys serve as part of a complex defense mechanism meant to confuse and distract potential predators. This behavior is really evolved and specialized. Seeing as spiders can already famously make impressive geometric designs with their gorgeous webs, it almost shouldn't come as a surprise that they can also take the leap necessary to make other amazing designs with other things, such as debris or carcasses. But the illusion of the decoy doesn't stop as the simple presence of the object. No, the smart little spiders can make their decoys move, just as if they were real, alive spiders. They simply shake the web near the decoy in order to make it dance a little, and the illusion is complete. The decoys are usually slightly larger than the spider itself, so the predators notice the decoy first, and then they only have to shake the little web filaments just like in a puppet show. Number 2. Giant Otters. The giant Amazon otter, or Pteronura brasiliensis, is a mammal belonging to the Mustelidae family and the Pteronura genus. It is the only species within this genus and also the largest otter in the entire world. They can reach up to 6 feet in length and weigh over 66 pounds. It has various common names depending on the region where it's located. It is known as river wolf in Peru and Bolivia and water dog in Colombia, Venezuela, and Guyana. It has a great affinity for humans.
And he was playing right there by that gator, just like almost looking like it was daring him to try him.
Human beings, hence the origin of one of its common names, water dog. Due to its large size and skin type, it has been hunted for decades in a terrible and disproportionate way in order to be used in the fur industry. Currently, the factors that put the giant otter at risk have increased considerably, so its population is decreasing. Its coloration is intense brown with the presence of creamy white spots in the lower area of the neck. Interestingly, the shape of this patch is unique to each individual, which makes them easy to identify for research purposes. The legs are large and webbed, but the front ones are shorter than the rear ones, although all of them are adapted for swimming, as well as its robust and flat tail, which greatly facilitates their movements underwater. They have 5 toes on each foot, with strong, non-retractable claws, which are extremely useful for catching and tearing apart prey. Number 1. Amazon Rainforest Tribes. Many people know that the Amazon jungle is inhabited by different peoples who have been living on these lands since long before Christopher Columbus reached the American shores in 1492. However, what not everyone knows is who these tribes are and what makes them so special. The Amazon is the name of the largest river in South America, and that gives its name to all the jungle that grows around it, the Amazon rainforest. However, when talking about the Amazon jungle, what's actually being referred to is a huge geographical region that extends through different countries and which is called Amazonia, referring to both the river and the jungle. The Amazon is a region that extends through some areas of countries such as Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. It is a region of incalculable ecological wealth, since the Amazon jungle is the largest jungle in the world, which has earned it the nickname of the lung of the planet. To speak of indigenous peoples is to speak of the peoples who have inhabited a given territory since almost time immemorial. In some cases, these peoples are also called isolated peoples, referring to the fact that both their people and their cultures have remained without contact with modern civilization from its beginnings to the present day, or that at least contact has been minimal. Currently, it's not known for sure how many of these indigenous peoples live inside the Amazon rainforest. Despite this, it's estimated that the number of isolated peoples in the Amazon could be around 400 groups, of which at least more than 80 have been studied and described by anthropologists. As you can see, some places of this planet are still a mystery and not touched by modernity. The Amazon rainforest is a dense and magical place. What about you? After watching this video, would you like to visit the last frontier of our planet?
No, I wouldn't. And salute to those tribes, man, because while I'm sitting here saying I would never, ever want to be there, you know what I mean? That's all they know, you know what I mean? And the fact that they've survived the Amazon, that ain't no easy feat. So I salute them for that, bro, because they wake up in that every single day and continue to survive. So, but I always love a good video on the Amazon, man. It just reminds me of one of the destinations that should never make it on my bucket list. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant reminder. That's all it is. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think, and stick around and stay tuned. Till the next one, I'm gone. Peace.